Husband wants to cut off lifelong friend after he made AI porn of me. How do we move forward? My husband has been best friends with this guy since childhood. They grew up down the street from each other. I've been with my husband for 8 years and I've known this friend the entire time. A few nights ago, the friend's girlfriend called my husband and told him she went through his phone and found a large amount of AI generated including content made of me. Just ew. AI is already ew, but AI of your best friend's wife? And you have a girlfriend? That's just atriarch levels of greed, you know what I mean? Do people actually beat off to these, or do they just have it as a collection? I didn't find out until the next morning. My husband showed me a screen recording she sent. He had taken photos directly from my Instagram and turned them into explicit clips. I felt completely sick. Yeah, I would too. Insane. And like, of all the times that you felt comfortable and safe with him, meanwhile he's doing all of this behind your back, jerking off to you, oh my god, no. No! I asked my husband to take me to his house so I could delete everything. We picked up the girlfriend and went together. Good on the girlfriend too. Thank you for telling me that your piece of shit boyfriend is making AI generated of me. When we got there, he refused to come out. He made fake puking noises and slid his phone under the door instead of facing us. What a coward. What is the reason for it? The worst that could happen is you get beat up by your longtime best friend. Ex-best friend. But like, other than that, I think she deserves the decency of you at least. An apology, face to face. I went through his phone and deleted everything I could find. There were 20+ images / videos of me, but also his mom, his sisters, including one who was visibly pregnant, his girlfriend, and other women. This guy's a sicko. Somebody needs to check up on him, because clearly people didn't when he was growing up. Oh my god. We deleted everything from his phone, cloud storage, and camera roll. Now I feel extremely violated. Looking back, there were red flags. He would push conversations towards my sex life, ask inappropriate questions, and even suggested I should sleep with other men. When he briefly lived with us, I thought I saw him peeking into our bedroom while I was changing, but I never told my husband because I didn't want to damage their friendship. That is not within your control. What is within your control is you talking to your husband about a man peeking into your bedroom. And whatever comes after that is between them. And I'm pretty sure your husband would not have liked that. Oh my god. Now my husband wants to completely cut him off. I support that, but I'm unsure if there's any value in hearing him out first, or if it's better to just move on and have no further contact. I agree with that. There's also another layer. I work with him. Just gets worse. And I actually helped him to get this job a few years ago. It just gets worse. Now I don't know how I'm supposed to interact with him at work. And I'm considering going to HR because I feel really uncomfortable being around him. I'm trying to figure it out. How to approach this decision without cutting him off versus hearing him out. I don't think he deserves that. He didn't even face you and pretended to be sick. He couldn't even give you that. How to support my husband through losing a lifelong friendship, and how to handle the workplace situation in a way that protects me without escalating things more than necessary. Who's to say he would have just stopped at a woman in his close circle? He made AI generated explicit content of his mom and pregnant sister. Update. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts. It definitely helped give me some clarity. This is all still very fresh, and I'm going through all of the emotional stages right now. I've decided to stop contact completely. The friend reached out to my husband and I with a very lengthy text explaining his feelings and sort of taking accountability. I've blocked him and will not be entertaining any further contact. I did report to my HR department and the situation is being appropriately addressed. Love that. Thank you to everyone that encouraged me to do so. I was fearful that I would have to talk about this embarrassing situation at work and that nothing would come of it, but all of the affirmation here helped me have the confidence to report anyway. In regard to legal action, I will not be pursuing anything at the moment. I do not wish to open myself to the stress of a legal battle with a very gray area. Call me crazy, but the friend has been through enough chaos with all the people that are dropping him from their lives. Damn, that's crazy. As for his family, my husband spoke with one of his family members and it's in their hands. How they choose to proceed is up to them, and I won't update that part of the story anymore. For all the comments suggesting therapy, I'm already attending weekly therapy sessions. My issues with this this man have already been a topic of conversation, and this definitely gives me plenty more to sort through. Update 2. He was let go from my job, so I don't need to see or interact with him again. Thank goodness. Good riddance. I don't know what the status is between the girlfriend and the friend is, but last I heard they were still in communication. I've distanced myself from her and cut communication completely with him. My husband and I are trying to move on with our lives, and it's definitely been difficult navigating. How do you trust friends anymore at that point? You not only lose sense of trust within friends, you lose it in like everything. Your reality is kind of shattered, and it's traumatizing. Insane work. My boyfriend keeps accidentally calling me his best friend's name during sex. Excuse me? What? The way I would never have sex. My boyfriend, let's call him Will, has been best friends with Caleb. Oh, baby. Caleb and not Kayla? Wait, maybe OP is also a male? It doesn't fucking matter. He has been best friends with Caleb for about 10 to 11 years. Me and Will have been dating for about 6 months now, and things have been going really well. Except for the fact that he says Caleb's name during this. This has only just started to become a problem. I honestly know this sounds like a joke, and I've been scared to tell my friends because they'll either laugh at me or tell the story to other people, which would be really embarrassing. So he would always accidentally call me Caleb sometimes during conversation, which I didn't mind at all. I get names mixed up all the time. But around last month in early March, he called me Caleb as I was giving him I would have laughed it off, but he said it so loudly and passionately that honestly, I was so shocked that I just ignored it. Not the loudly and passionately. Oh my gosh. Caleb, what did you do to Will? Obviously, I regret this now because eventually so much time passed that I couldn't bring it up and just kind of forgot about it. In my head, I thought it was sort of funny because the way he said it was honestly funny as hell from the outside perspective. But as his girlfriend, it's kind of worrying. Okay, kind of makes it a little worse that Will has a girlfriend and is calling Caleb's name. Him and Caleb are very close. They've lived together and they were roommates for almost 2 years, and they know everything about each other. Oh, I'm sure. But I really doubt that they have ever been together or have had feelings for each other. Will has mentioned Caleb having an ex-girlfriend, so I'm pretty sure he's straight, and Will is definitely straight. Would a straight man who's getting from his girlfriend call out his guy best friend? When I ran the situation through my head, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's normal to get names mixed up sometimes. It's normal to be gay. It's normal to call out my guy best friend's name while my girlfriend is giving me It's normal. It's fine. It's totally fine. It happens all the time, okay? Especially when you see that person every single day. Okay, but loudly and passionately, he yearns for that man. I should also add that I really like Caleb and would consider him my friend. I think he considers you Will's friend. Then it happened again. This time it was actually during sex. My name sounds nothing like Caleb. Okay, so why would you think that Will mixed your names up? She's killing me. And he straight up moans, Caleb. This time I stopped and started laughing awkwardly, thinking that Will would also be laughing that he'd said Caleb by accident. He just looks blank and kind of confused for a second. This is a yaoi in the making, girl. You were just the person that he needed to confirm his feelings for Caleb, okay? All these years ruminating, do I love him? Do I love him not? And you were just a confirmation. And then saw that I was nervously laughing and did this awkward fake laugh for a few seconds before kissing me again. No. I said, that's the second time you've done that. And he laughed and said, I'm just an R word, sorry. Obviously, I was uncomfortable, but again, I thought it was just him being clumsy. Oh, Will. Oh, did you fall on a butt plug again, Will? Finally, it happened for the last time last night. He moans Caleb as we were having sex. I stopped him and sort of snapped and said, okay, what the dude? And he started crying. And it said he gets names mixed up because he had a kidney stone last year. Shut up. That is so funny. I'm living for this story. This is hilarious. And it was really stressful for him, and Caleb was the person who helped him through it. Did Caleb suck the kidney stone out of you? What do you mean by that? What the f? This is total bullshit, right? Yes, girl, yes. I don't know much about kidney stones, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Now I'm more worried about his weird lie / excuse for doing it rather than him actually doing it. Should I be worried? Do I need to talk to him about this, or should I just end things? I think you should just end things and let Will and Caleb figure it out. Update. This got a lot of attention, and everyone's responses were very helpful. They made me realize how serious the whole thing is and how I was fooling myself into thinking that Will didn't have some sort of feelings for Caleb. They live about a block away from me, so I really thought through everything I wanted to say and headed over there. Caleb answered the door and let me know that Will was picking up concert tickets and that he'd be back soon, and he let me in. I'll admit I was acting strange around Caleb because even though it isn't his fault, I still felt a bit jealous and sad. Justified. Valid. He picked up on this and asked what was wrong, and I basically broke down and asked if he and Will had ever slept together. He looked really shocked and asked why, and I ended up telling him the whole thing, and he looked incredibly confused the whole time, and then when I told him about the kidney stone thing, he burst into laughter, but like the manic laughter. He was shaking so much, it was like he was vibrating. Then he started crying, and I got really worried. And asked what was going on. He wouldn't answer me at first, but after I insisted, he told me what's going on. He apologized to me and told me that he and Will had drunkenly slept together a handful of times over the last 2 years. Oh my God. And Will had wanted something more, but he didn't want a relationship with them. So you're partners and you want something more, but that something more is not a relationship. Eventually, Will moved on with me, and Caleb had confessed to Will that he was jealous, but he swears nothing happened between them. He prefaced the confession with, "I'm not gay or anything, but like, listen, I think you're gay." Or at least attracted to Will. Both of them are attracted to each other, and they need to figure that out instead of involving a poor bystander. To their great love story. Given the amount of people telling me that they thought they liked each other, I was prepared for this. The whole situation is a mess, and I think both of them need to figure things out with themselves as well as each other. I decided to leave Will a letter explaining this and left. I'm pretty upset, but luckily Will and I had only been together for less than 6 months, so I'm glad to have got out when I did. I hope I don't bump into them at Walmart. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that is wild. I hope I don't bump into them at Walmart. It's such a real small-ish town fear. Yeah, that adds even more depth to the story. Oh my gosh. Please subscribe.